Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Okay, so I'm having a bit more of a relaxed sitting back, so no singing. How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, everyone? This is the Church of RNK. This is Rosemary Nonny Night. Now, someone asked yesterday about Overwhelm, and I thought I would just riff on Overwhelm and talk about what I feel when people mention overwhelmed to me, or when I feel overwhelmed, because of course I'm human, so I feel overwhelmed as well at times. I feel, at times, because yes, I'm just making this up as I go. I have nothing planned. I'm just going to kind of talk about whatever comes up for me, because it was a subject of somebody asking a question yesterday on the live stream, as well as actually in the Deliberate Millionaire group as well. It was a bit of a topic there too. And overwhelm to me, it's one of those things, okay? You're a leader. The chances are that there's a lot of expectations on you, okay? So there are going to be times, especially when you're trying to expand your life, when you're trying to do more, when you're trying to be more, that you will feel overwhelmed, okay? There is, no matter how perfectly put together a particular person looks, particularly if they're showing up, they're trying to build their business, they're trying to help other people, all of that kind of thing, you're going to get overwhelmed. There are going to be times when you feel overwhelmed. I mean, I'm sure even Jesus felt overwhelmed from time to time and went off and kind of did his quiet time thing, and then came back into the whole thing, as well as any other spiritual guru out there. Guys, say hello when you're here. It'd be really cool to actually hear from you guys. And it'd be good to have an actual conversation with you. What do you think about overwhelm? What makes you feel overwhelmed at times? I know for me, I feel overwhelmed when do I feel overwhelmed? Because I never really think about it in that way, is the truth of the matter. I probably used to. Then I'd try and clear out my whole day. Because I'm one of those people, I think maybe you call them type A's, I don't know. But one of those people that will, any space, I will somehow fill it with activity. And I used to think this was a bad thing, okay? I used to think, and thankfully I worked with a particular coach who really sees things completely differently and really resonates with my heart, in that this was the first person that really gave me permission just to be who I am, okay? And I suppose I would like to do that for a lot of you in some ways, because sometimes when people talk about overwhelm, it's because you're trying to be like everybody else around you. Not that you're consciously thinking about it. It's like when my days would get super full, and I'm just that person. I will fill my day with activity. I will feel, if there's a space, I'll find something to do to kind of, fill up the time. And I see that as a really bad thing. And so every so often you'd be like, oh, I'm going to prune everything back. I need to be calm, and I need to be cool, and I need to be, I need to chill out. I don't want to get too overwhelmed. I don't want to be burnt out, and this and that and the other. And I used to say things like this. And so then I'd prune off my life, and that'd be it. And now I look back at those times with regret, is the truth of the matter, because I never got anything really done. I never really did any of the stuff that I wanted to do, okay? I never really, thank you for sharing, Mazrakaj. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thanks for sharing. Guys, share, that'd be cool. I never really did any of the life, I didn't live life, okay? I was just too concerned about my emotional health, basically. And I know that sometimes that when I say this now to people, because it's a very different way of looking at things like overwhelm or burnout, in that I don't see it as a big deal any longer. I see it as, yeah, okay, so you're tired, you take a break and you come back. And I know people will say that I'm belittling it, but I'm not belittling it. I just refuse to see it as something that's going to stop me from living out my destiny. I refuse to let any emotional craziness stop me from doing the things that I feel called to do. And the truth of the matter is, if I'm fully following through, and I know that if you're spirit driven or spiritual or whatever, there's this thinking that, that if I'm following my calling, that everything should just be flowy and I should just always feel really good. But it's not the truth. It's not the truth, okay? And so then people kind of put themselves under some kind of attack on themselves if they ever feel bad that, oh, this must mean that I'm doing something wrong, or this must mean that I'm off track. It's not the truth. So that's one thing, okay? So I'm just kind of rambling a little bit, but I just kind of want to try and get this out here. One thing, if you are a type A kind of person, you are going to have a very full life, okay? You are a leader, okay? You want to live a big life. There are going to be times when you feel overwhelmed. So what? Then you retreat, You take some time. This is why I always talk about every morning I whip out my journal and I'm taking time to really gather myself, because I know that I have a lot of expectations of myself, and also that I'm called to serve a heck of a lot of people. So therefore, there's going to be times if I do not take care of me by taking some time on my own first thing in the morning. So I will never wake up just with the household. In fact, like this morning, for whatever crazy reason, my body decided to wake up about 2 o'clock. Now, I didn't go back to sleep because I knew that if I went back to sleep, then I would wake up at the same time as everybody else. And I didn't want to wake up at the same time as everybody else, because then I always feel like I'm trying to catch up with my day, and that makes me feel overwhelmed. So yes, I woke up. I did get up. I say kind of lay in bed reading my book quietly by my husband, and then kind of got out of bed around about 4 o'clock, and then came down, which is my normal time for getting up. And yes, I could, someone would say that I'm tired. No, someone would say, I would say I'm tired, okay? I would say that I got tired. So after I did my early morning stuff, which would include things like, I did my, quiet time and just kind of gather myself, as well as write my blogs, start doing my work for the day, okay? Because I like to get as much done before the household wakes up, as well as I like to have time on my own, because I know that if I don't, then I will want to kill everyone, okay? So these are ways that I would manage something. If there's going to be overwhelm, then I manage it by making sure that I'm awake and I have time on my own. So I do whatever it takes to make sure there's time on my own. Now, a lot of people don't do that. You wake up with a household, everybody's pulling on you. You are a leader, so everybody wants something from you. Okay, so you can expect that. So you have to start, we as leaders, we have to start to live like leaders. You know that there's going to be certain expectations on you. So you cannot live the same as everybody else. You cannot just do the same stuff that everybody else does and expect that you're somehow going to be fine. Of course you're not. You're going to feel stressed out, okay, if you keep trying. And as it is, you already have a lot of expectations. There's a lot of stuff that you need to do. And I suppose for me, it comes down to the fact that my big vision is so important to me that I don't care. I don't care about things. I refuse to let something like overwhelm or burnout be the thing that stops me from doing the work that I'm here to do. Now, I suppose if you don't have as big a vision as I do, then okay, fine. Maybe you can just kind of, okay, I'll just use the excuse of, well, is it an excuse? Maybe, no, I know it's a real feeling, so I don't want to diminish the feeling, but I do want to say that it doesn't have to take you over. That much I do know. It doesn't have to take you over. I'll give you an example, and it's not a perfect example. On Saturday, I had an argument with my husband, and then I got really, really stressed out about it, and I couldn't quite get stuck into my work. I still did little bits and pieces because there's a bare minimum that I will not allow myself to go under. But that was it. I couldn't do any more. I couldn't do any more than that. I just needed to sit there and feel sorry for myself for a little bit, basically. So yes, I have those times. But before I made this commitment to myself that I would not ever allow my emotions to stop me from doing the work that I'm here to do, I would have just that would have been 3 days probably, not speaking to the husband and not doing anything useful. That would have been me. And for some of you, that is the case, okay? That your emotions are allowed to take you over. And then the thing is that you give yourself an out, because you tell yourself that you feel a certain way, you feel this, and therefore it has to be acknowledged. Maybe it doesn't have to be acknowledged as much as you're acknowledging it. Okay? Now, I might say that to you, and you might say, it's easy for you, Rosemary. No, it's not true. There are days when it is incredibly tough, but the vision is bigger than my crazy. The vision is bigger than my crazy. The vision is bigger than my crazy. I still remember even when I started building my property business, and there were times when childcare would fall through and all kinds of things would happen, and I'd feel as if, oh my gosh, how am I going to make this thing work? And I'd be crying and crying, and even in the middle of my tears, it's like I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do, which is so different from what I used to be, where before I'd just cry and die, and that would be that. But I made a decision, because I'd look at my daughters and I knew that I wanted to be home with them. I wanted to be home with them, and I wanted to have some money for them as well. So therefore, the property business had to work. So even if everything seemed to be going wrong, even if I felt as if I was going to die, I had to get myself up and carry on, because the vision was bigger than any emotional crazy. And it has to be like that for you as well. The vision has to be bigger than any emotional crazy, because there will always be emotional crazy, okay? There is no escaping emotional crazy. You are a leader. I say that over and over again. If you are a leader and you're trying to expand, you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel at times burnt out. it's a sign that you possibly need to just take a quick break, take a break, go for a walk, be on your own, or that you're not taking care of yourself on a regular basis, or maybe even, yeah, on a regular basis, are you taking care of yourself? Is your body in good health? Okay. And there's no judgment from me at all, because frankly, I know that my diet could be incredibly better. Okay. And I know this. And I know that if I am saying that I'm here to live a big expanded life, I need to take care of my body. I need to take care of my emotional health, and I need to take care of my physical health as well. Because if not, then my body cannot cope with stuff. And I want it to cope. I want to be here till I'm at least 150, and I want to be healthy and here. In which case, I have to take care of things. And even for the immediate feeling of there's so much on my plate. I have my children I home educate. I have my businesses that I'm looking after. I have my clients that I need to look after. I have this and that and the other. And yes, it can, if I look at all of it like that, and all the things that I need to do, then it's like it's never ending. It's overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I'm going to die. But then I don't look at it like that. I get to live out my vision. I get to. And so therefore, I will make the decision not to allow my emotions to take me over. It's not easy. I know it's not, but it also comes down to a decision. It comes down to a decision. I still remember, and I use this example quite a lot, when my children were born, when my first daughter was born, and you know how that whole sleepless night thing happens, and you're going into the day, you want to die because you've not had any sleep, and this is the first time this is ever happening, and this child is waking you up every hour or something. And that's how I felt for ages, and all my friends would come together and talk about the lack of sleep, and oh my gosh, oh, there's no sleep, oh, babies, ah. And then one night, while I was doing some kind of crazy sleep diary, I suddenly realized I was making my life unnecessarily hard. It was just a revelation about 2 o'clock in the morning. You're making your life unnecessarily hard, Rosemary. Why don't you just relax into the fact that you're not going to be able to sleep a full night for at least 10 years? And so I just said that to myself. You know what? I just made that decision. It was like a fuck it moment. Okay, well, I'm not going to sleep for the next 10 years. And guess what? Everything got better. Because I made an internal decision that I wasn't going to get stressed out by it. It wasn't, I don't know, it's almost like a flick in my head that suddenly said, yeah, so what? So what? And so suddenly my friends are having all these conversations about, oh my gosh, I can't cope, I can't, and I'm just like, yeah, well, whatever, basically. And so I know that it is possible for every single person to do that. Not because it's the easiest thing to do, but because you want more. And if you're going to get more, there's going to be a bigger demand on you. And you can choose to see it as I don't know how, oh my gosh, there's no way I can handle this. And oh my gosh, let's look back at this thing that happened to me ages ago. And because like for me, I can look back to, I got really depressed. I made a bad decision. I went bankrupt. I got depressed for 4 years. I could use that. And I did for a little bit, very little bit. But when I made a decision that I was going to change my life, I changed my life. But it was almost like the depression kept calling me and saying, hey, I could take you back any moment. I could take you back any moment. And I see a lot of people living from that place of, you know what, I got burnt out once upon a time, or I got depressed once upon a time, or I got anxious once upon a time. And I'm so scared that I'm going to do it again. So therefore, I'm going to always be so careful with myself. But then you're living from the past. Then you're living from the past, and it's almost like it's always on top of you, it's always on your head that, oh my gosh, you're going to one day get stressed out again. You're going to one day burn out again. And so therefore you so protect yourself, you never really get anything done because you're so scared that it's all going to repeat itself. But you're a different person. You've grown since the last time any of this happened. You don't have to keep living as though it's definitely going to come and get you. And I know you might listen to me, and a lot of people do. And I suppose that when it comes down to it, it's everybody has to make a decision for their life. But a lot of people listen and say, oh, it's easy for you to say, Rosemary. But it's not the truth, because if you see me in some of my really dark times, the truth is you wouldn't even know. Why? Because I've made a decision to show up. I've made a decision to show up whatever I feel like. Okay. So yeah, last year I was having my, plastic surgery, and I'm in hospital, just come out of surgery and everything. And I still showed up. Why? Because I made a decision that I would. I made a decision, an internal decision, that I'm done with letting my emotions rule me. If there's something I need to do, if there's something that I've made a decision that I want, then I'm going to do what it takes to make it happen, because my emotions are always up and down. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. That's the thing. The emotions are not going anywhere. Yeah, you can manage them, but you know what? There's going to be ups and downs. And if we are subject to our ups and downs, then we will never get anything done. It's like you as a mother or as a father. You don't choose when you're a mother or a father. You've made a decision. You've brought this person into the world. Yeah, some days you get it wrong, but you're still a mother or a father. There's nothing you can do about that, unless you're a particularly bad one. Basically. So come on. I suppose, I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm rambling a little bit in that I just don't see... maybe I'm unsympathetic, but I'm unsympathetic to myself as well, just so you know. I'm probably the most, I'm harder on myself than I am on anybody else. Harder on myself. Why? Because I have great expectations for my life. And I want you to have the same for yours. Why? Because we're here, and we're here for a reason, and we have a dent to make on the planet. We're not here just to kind of be so safe and try and get all our life so neatly in order all the time. And it's like, you can't, okay? Not with the life we're trying to live. No, there is no just get everything in order and pretend everything is perfect. I'm so disorganized. It's unbelievable. There are just certain things I know I'm going to do, and I just do them. Doesn't matter what I feel like. It doesn't matter what I feel like. It's like sometimes I say, I was like, even this morning now, you know, yeah, I was really tired, but I did my work. And my husband might say, but don't you think you need to take a break, chill out? And it's like, no, there's certain things I need to do. When I've done them, I can take a break. If I haven't done them, then I'm not taking a break. That's all there is to it. It's not easy all the time, but it's doable. There will always be overwhelm. There will always be fear. There will always be the potential of burnout. There'll be the potential of getting anxious. But is the vision worth it to you to get over the emotions around all of this stuff? Emotions aren't going anywhere. We get to choose, however, what kind of a life we want to live. What kind of a life do you want to live? Do you want a big, expansive life where you get to influence other people, where you get to change lives, where you get to, you know, be financially independent? If you do, honey, then there will be a bigger demand on you. That's all there is to it. There will be a bigger demand on you, and you have to make a decision as to whether you're going to allow your emotions to take away your future or not. I choose not. I choose the big life. I choose the expansive life. I choose that whatever I feel, I will show up and I will do the work. Make that commitment to yourself. Yes, you will get overwhelmed. I don't diminish it. I don't. It can feel horrid at times. I still remember a coach of mine saying, "You're so masculine, Rosemary," sometimes. And maybe I am in that I feel for people, but I also see that if they keep making that particular choice, then they will not get the life that they want. And I don't want that for any of you. There will be overwhelm, but it doesn't have to be seen as a horrible, this is it, I need to now stop everything for at least 20 years. No. Manage things, okay? Manage yourself in that you make sure that you have time alone every single day. You make sure that as to the best of your abilities, you are being healthy, so your body can cope with the extra energy requirements of being a leader. But if you feel called to something, it comes with responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, or something, or is it the other way around? Basically, you have a call. You have something you want to do on the planet. You feel there's a particular purpose you want to accomplish. I assure you, it's not just going to happen in some kind of easy peasy lemon squeezy way. You're going to have to push through sometimes incredibly hard horribleness. Are you willing? That is the question. Are you willing? I definitely don't see overwhelm the same way as everybody else. I don't see it as a reason not to do something at all. If you feel called to do something, you feel called to work with someone, or you feel called to whatever, you need to just figure out how to do it. You need to accept that if there's that intuitive thing inside of you telling you to move, you should move. If you are determined that your life is going to count for something, then move. Don't cut yourself so much slack that you just almost like take away all chance of you ever living the life that you dream of. If you could see the world the same as everybody else does and get the dream life, then every single person would be living their dream. They're not, because most people are trying to be, oh no, I just need to, protect myself, just make sure that, I don't push myself too hard because, oh, okay, fine. Don't push yourself hard then. You get to live the half-life. Sorry, but it's the truth, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If you refuse to stretch yourself, you don't get the big life. You get the half-life. Do you want the half-life, or do you want the life of someone who is called? If you want that big, expansive, financially independent life, honey, you are going to have to push yourself out of your comfort. And sometimes overwhelm is a comfort zone. Burnout, it is a comfort zone. It's a reason, it's almost like you're defending your right to live a half-life. And if you want to defend that, then okay. Mine is not to convince you to go after your complete life. But if you want the big, expansive life, for one, you definitely come and join me in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. That will definitely help you. But if you would rather live a nice, safe, peaceful, normal life, you get that. That's fine. You can get that. You want the big life, the one where you actually leave a dent on the planet and you actually impact people? Come and join me. I have crazy ideas. I will demand a lot from you because I know you want it all. I know you want it. So yeah, no, I won't cut you as much slack as a normal person would at all. No, I won't. But you will know that I have your back. You will know that I care so much for your success. But I won't mince words with you though. I won't let you make excuses that will keep you in the half-life when you could have all that you dream of. Okay, that's my little bit of a take, my ramble about overwhelm and burnout and anxiety and all of the kind of stuff that people suffer from. I do not diminish it. I just say I refuse to let it control me. And I would hope that if you're in my world and you are going after every single thing that you desire, you will not let it control you either. Because if you do, you get a half-life instead of a full life, the life that you are born to live. At the moment, I'm doing an incredibly amazing offer on the Deliberate Millionaire. It's a lifetime membership, okay? So I just put the link on here for you. If you are serious about going after the life that you're born to live, as opposed to just kind of settling for a half-life, then come and join us in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. You can get a lifetime membership at the moment where you pay one fee, and that's it for life. You get access to the club. You get access to my brain forever. It sounds so long, doesn't it? But you get lifetime membership because, yeah, instead of paying monthly forever, you just pay once and that's it. So you can go over to rosemarynonny.com/DM lifetime and go and join it. Now, this probably has put most people off because, yes, most people want to give in to overwhelm. They want to use overwhelm and burnout and anxiety as a reason not to go after their life. I'll be very blunt with you. People fight for these things. People argue with me about, no, you don't understand, Rosemary. This is it. This is how I am. And this is it. Well, okay. I will not argue with you about it. If that's what you want, that's what you get. But I know every single person in Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, we are deliberately moving forward. We don't diminish our emotions. No. There are horrible things at times. But then at the same time, we figure out how we can move forward. We find a way to move forward despite the stuff. Okay? If that is you, you're ready to stop living like a regular person and actually go after everything you feel called to, then, and you want to make money in business, you want to get the customers, the clients, the recruits, you want to actually achieve financial independence, then rosemarynonny.com/DM lifetime, go and join in. Okay? It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live because you absolutely want to. This has been a quieter version of the Church of RNK. And it'll probably go against a lot of people's thinking, but whatever. Do you want the big life or don't you? Until the next time, much love.